Now we'll start with our last lesson in grammar, relative clauses. What are the relative clauses? It's like who, which, where, when, and whose. We use them to join between two phrases. So, for example, I'm going to have two sentences and I'm going to join them to make one sentences by using who, which, where, when, and whose. So, let's see. Number one, who. We use who to join between two sentences if I'm talking about a person. So who replaces a person. For example, Mr. Zaki is a scientist. He lives next door. So where the repeated word here, Mr. Zaki and he. It was repeated by he. So I'm going to replace he with who. So I'm going to say Mr. Zaki, who lives next door, comma, is a scientist. So I'm going to say Mr. Zaki, who lives next door, is a scientist. Here I cancelled he and put instead of he who after Mr. Zaki. Okay, number two, which. We use which to join between two sentences. It replaces things. So which replaces things. For example, elephants are found in Africa. They live for 45 years. Elephants are found in Africa. They live for 45 years. So here we have two sentences. The repeated one is elephants. I have elephants and they in the second one. So I'm going to say elephants, thing. So elephants which live 45 years are found in Africa. Elephants which live for 45 years are found in Africa. Let's see number three. Where? Where for places. We use where for places. For example, we went to visit my cousins in Luxor. So Luxor here is a place. They have lived there since 1970. They have lived there. There here refers to Luxor, refers to the place. So I'm going to cancel there and put where. So we went to visit my cousins in Luxor where they have lived since 1970. So I'm not going to put there again because where cancel the repeated word. Where here cancel the repeated word. So where for a place. 4. When. We use when to replace a time. We use when if I'm talking about a time or I'm going to replace a time. Example, I was born in 1985. My uncle got married. I was born in 1985. My uncle got married. So here I'm referring to the date, which is 1985. So I was born in 1985 when my uncle got married because I'm talking about the year. So it's referring to time. 5 whose for possession. When I say his or her or their or my, when I'm talking about something which I own. So, for example, this is my uncle Adil. Full stop. His factory produces cotton. His factory. So his here refers to whose. So that's why I'm going to use whose. So this is my uncle Adil whose factory. I'm going to cancel the possessive adjectives. His, whose factory produces cotton. So let's answer the questions. My uncle, which or who or where, lives on a farm, has 3 horses. So my uncle, excellent. The answer is who. So number 1, the answer, who, the answer here. Okay, let's go again. 2, Luxor, whose or when or where thousands of tourists stay every year is near the river. Excellent. The answer is where. To here, where. Excellent, because I'm referring to the place. Let's go to the second page, number 3. English, who, whose, which. All the students study at school is a very important subject. So English here is a thing. So it's going to be which. The answer 3, which. 4. This is the house where, which, whose dates back to 1800. So I'm not talking about the place. I'm talking about a thing here. It's not a place. So this is the house which dates back to 1800. Okay, let's go to the most important part, rewrite. We are going to join between the two sentences. Number one, the tour guide gave a tour of the city. He knew everything about Egypt. So here I have the repeated word, the tour guide and he. So I'm going to replace with a person. So for a person, I'm going to use who. So the answer, let's see, number one, the tour guide who knew everything about Egypt gave a tour of the city. So this is the answer. Number two, the bank is near the school. Mrs. Mona works there. So there refers to a place. So I'm going to use where. So what is the answer? The bank where Mrs. Mona works is near the school. The bank where Mrs. Mona works is near the school. Okay. She traveled to Hurghada. She spent a nice holiday there. Also there. There refers to a place. So I'm going to use where. So the answer, 3. She traveled to Hurghada where she spent a nice holiday. 4. Mona received the medal for winning the race. She's an excellent runner. So here the repeated word Mona and she. So I'm going to cancel the pronoun. So the answer, Mona, who received a medal for winning the race, is an excellent runner. Mona, who received the medal for winning the race, is an excellent runner. 5. The deaf school was set up in Cairo. It's for all children all over Egypt. So here, the deaf school, I'm going to use which. I'm going to use which because the deaf school and it. So it will replace it. The deaf school, which was set up in Cairo, is for all children from all over Egypt. So this is the answer.